And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man, DL Saints. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Good afternoon. Man, how y'all doing out there, bro? Y'all know what it is. It's time to get this going. And I'm just checking to make sure everything is good. It is. Yeah, welcome. Y'all know what I'm doing. You know, Uncle Saint out here cranking, trying to keep this content coming. You know what I mean? I'm new to the YouTube space, and everyone I know that's successful in this business, they all say the same thing. It's just content, and more content. Just gotta keep doing it. And I like it. It's great. You know what I mean? I'm having a good time. Building a platform, building a family. We got the Joes coming through here, man, you know, because with my military background, I think it was Wonderful 34 who called everyone, all of our supporters, the Joes, as in G.I. Joes, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we rock with that. So I didn't have a thumbnail for this one. It just I woke up thinking about last night's show. I did a show about the art of womanizing. We talked about different techniques on, you know, getting out there and you know, how you should move as a man, in my opinion, when you're out there negotiating the sexual marketplace. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. It was a pretty good show. Had a lot of support. Thanks to everyone who came out, showed the support to date. That was the most supported video on a live, and the replay is doing good as well. I'm really small on my platform, so 100 views on anything that I do is big. Anything above that is like, you know, home run type stuff. So yeah, I was really pleased with that show. It was a really good turnout, and yeah, it was fire. In the beginning of that live, before we get into the techniques of womanizing and all that kind of stuff, we had some stats on there. We had, you know, a couple of videos that we watched and reacted to, talking about the I guess you could say, the struggles of men, right? The number of sexless men and how tough it is for those guys to get access. You know, these men are out there trying to do stuff, trying to meet women and all that good stuff. And Sister Candace is in the house. What's good, love? What's good? Good afternoon to you as well. W thumbnail. Thanks. Appreciate that. You know, I was like, man, did I go too far on this one? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? This is the world we are living in. I just decided, you know, I was go for it, man. You know what I mean? We airborne, bro. We just jump right in. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to jump right in on this one. So thank you. I hope all is well with you, Sister Candace. Thanks for being, you know, like a day one, you know me, rocking out super mod over there in the Fresh and Fit world. Supporting the brothers on the Fresh and Fit platform, but also supporting Fresh on his platform and Myron on his platform, Fat It. And I'm talking about Fat It, and I'm talking about Fresh Prince CEO. Separate channels. So, you know what? We definitely appreciate you. I know they appreciate you. You know what I mean? Your hard work does not go unnoticed. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to you, love. But yeah, this is what's going on. Like this place we find ourselves in America, you know, in the West, with respect to the sexual marketplace. You know, most people on the red pill side of the world in the manosphere, they tie it all to feminism. And we're going to get into it a little bit. You know what I mean? So it is definitely a problem. And it's a problem that's going to get addressed one way or the other. One way or the other. It's being addressed now, you know, in the manosphere. You know, you got the black pill guys, the men going their own way guys, right? You got the guys who are like, yo, build yourself up. You know what I mean? Women only want the top 10, 20%. Build yourself up to get there, and they'll come after you as well. You know what I mean? So there are different camps within the manosphere, because men are problem solvers. They identify the problem and they come up with ways to solve it. And men are not afraid to invest in themselves when it comes to this sort of thing. So you see the kind of money that's being generated out there with men looking for answers. Sister Jenny, what's good, love? Good afternoon to you. How you doing? Salute to you. You know what I mean? Coming over from Black Man Unfiltered Network and all those points over there. Another monster mod just being there making it happen. Sister Jenny's so quick on the, you know what I mean, on the uploads on the links that it scares some of the people on there. Some of the people be on the panel like, yo, how'd you find my information so fast? That's how she does. Brother Doug, what's up? It's good to see you again this morning. Brother Doug and I have already spoken this morning. We was on Patrick Bet David's in his chat watching that episode. Brother Doug, man, what did you think about that episode? The reason I'm such a big fan of PBD is he brings everyone to his platform. That FBI dude that he had on there, former FBI guy, now he's an attorney. You know what I mean? Heavy Italian accent, like this dude right here, sound like a made man. You know what I mean? Like he definitely, that guy gave me vibes of, yeah, he done did some dirt. He beat the system. I ain't mad at him. Good for him. But boy, oh boy. And then that representative, I guess, what was it? The elected official from Pennsylvania, the guy that was telling his story, how the FBI came to his door, knocked on the door and wanted his, you know what I mean? Wanted his phone. The guy's over here talking big. It's like, bro, anybody out there listening to me right now, if the feds come to your house or wherever you at, like to come see you, you got a problem, bro. Give them whatever it is they asking for. They coming with paperwork. Period. You know what I mean? Whatever they want, they know you got it. They know what's in there. Make it easy on yourself. You see how they roll up. Everybody be talking about, oh, the feds coming. They're going to raid you, this and that. Nah, man. They come knock on the door. They know what they want. Man, we going to need that phone. That's what the guy was mad about. This guy, you know, apparently was a general in the either the Army Reserve or National Guard or something like that. Yeah, I left, man. I had to leave. The interview was good, though. I mean, it was definitely thought-provoking. You're right, Brother Doug. It was thought-provoking for sure. You know what I mean? It was stuff that I'm aware of. You know, everyone has a problem with law enforcement now. They have a problem with the court system now, right? Because there's people who don't look like me that have to deal with the system. This system is tried and true. It is proven. They have sharpened their techniques. And I'm talking about the feds and the court system. They have sharpened their techniques on the lowest of the low, right? The poorest of the poor. The laws work. So now that they turning these laws on people like Donald Trump and all these elected officials and all these 1%ers, they getting locked up. You look at Donald Trump, all the people like it was in Donald Trump's inner circle before he went and ran for president and all that stuff, before his rise in the political world, almost all of them have been under indictment and or convicted of crimes. Some have already did time. Most got pardoned. But now they going after the kingpin. Dude got problems. You know what I mean? And the world is starting to see it. So I like it over there. Shout out to Patrick Bet David, Valuetainment, everything they got going on over there, because it brings together groups of people who wouldn't normally come together. So it's like he's tearing down all the bubbles and putting people there, and people are interacting. You know what I mean? It's fun to watch. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to them over there. And shout out to you, Brother Doug. Like I saw him first thing this morning. I'm like, oh, there go Brother Doug right there. It's kind of cool to be over there representing. So yeah, let's get back to what we're talking about, man. We're gonna start this show off like we did the one yesterday. There was a part of one of the videos that we looked at that I want to start with, and then we're gonna go into an article written by a woman, and it's more like an article or a blog or something like that, and it's called "Guys Don't Date Anymore: 7 Ways That Men Don't Date" or something like that. And we're gonna watch this quick little clip, and then we're gonna read this article, and we're gonna point some stuff out. And you know, and this is the reason I had the idea for the title of that thumbnail. Pumped and dumped again. Thanks, feminism. Thank you, feminism, because that is what's going on. Ladies, if you're listening, ladies control sexual access, men control relationships. That's how it works. That's how it works. So keep that in mind as we make our way through this today. So let me pull this up real quick. We're going to watch this video, and this is again from yesterday. Brother Lincoln, what's up, man? Fresh and fit Dallas Cornerstones in the building. That's right, Dallas in the chat. Glad to make a live. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, brother. Yeah, we grinding, man. We pushing forward. We're going to keep pushing forward. I appreciate that, man. Y'all know how we get down. You got to put in the work, just like y'all putting in the work out there in Dallas. I got my eyes on Cornerstone. I like what I'm seeing. Keep doing what y'all doing, bro, especially you. You know what I'm saying? Your knowledge, man, your networking skills, second to none, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got that town on lock. I can't wait to come back out there and visit, man. It's going to be good times. You know what I mean? I got plans for Dallas, too. Some stuff I want to do out there. Yeah, I'm coming to y'all. You know what I mean? So it's going to be fun. So welcome. I'm glad you can make the live. So let's get into this, man. This one part right here, you know, it's just the numbers, how it lopsided, one-sided, unequal, uneven, whatever terms you want to use to describe the current sexual marketplace. It's real, y'all. It's real. So let's check this out real quick.
Interesting. Wealth in Tinder is not distributed equally. Attractive guys have more wealth in the Tinder economy. They get more likes than unattractive guys. That's the bottom 80% of men, bottom 20% of women, top 80% of women, top 20% of men thing, which a lot of people are familiar with. There's a thing called a Gini coefficient or a Gini coefficient, which works out how much inefficiency there is within a system. So it's used to look at economies within countries. And the lower that the number is, the more equality there is within wealth distribution. So if modern dating apps were a country, it would be one of the most unequal in the world. The Tinder economy has a higher Gini coefficient than 95.1% of the countries in the world. It's just below South Africa. It's above Venezuela.
In disparity of wealth.
Yeah, just to show the disparity of wealth in this term, they're talking about wealth within the sexual marketplace. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about real money. They're not talking about real dollars and cents. They're just talking about the way the top tier guys are looked at, their wealth, their value versus the bottom tier guys, right? And this is what women want. So which is funny because whenever I talk to people, you know, women and men who talk about feminism, the argument always seems to center around equality. That's what it seems to do. Do we just want to be equal? We want equal rights and that. Okay, privileges. Okay, great. I understand all that. But it's never going to be truly equal, is it? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, you know, why don't men get equal access to their children? And now we're talking about the family court system. You know what I mean? You know, why is it that when a relationship dissolves, talking about a marriage, that the money being paid tends to go from male to female? Alimony tends to be paid from man to woman, child support from man to woman. I thought we wanted to be equal. Wouldn't it be like an equal kind of thing? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know. And then you look at this. The sexual marketplace is not equal. It's not. The bottom 80% of guys, the bottom 90, well, just say the bottom 80% of guys are completely invisible to most women. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? All you got to do is go out and people watch. You can see it for yourself. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So this is what they're talking about, you know, on this scale. Tinder on equality would rate just below South Africa. So let's continue just a little bit more.
It's above Venezuela and just below South Africa. That's where it sits. According to open source data, a man of average attractiveness can only be expected to be liked by slightly less than 1% of females, 0.87% on Tinder. This equates to 1 like for every 115 females, and many.
1 like for every 115 females. I mean, again, it is what it is. I'm not saying it should be equal. I'm not saying you should force women to change, their sexual strategies. I'm not saying that. It is what it is. What I'm saying and what most people in the red pill and the manosphere world is saying is, dudes, if you want access to women, you're going to have to step your game up. You're going to have to become the best version of yourself. You're going to have to go out here and make some money, right? You know what I mean? You're going to go out here and make sure your body is right. You're not overweight. You're not obese, which is a big ask because 75% of America is either overweight or obese. I want to say like 40 or 43% of America is clinically obese, right? Think about that, 75%. So 1 in 4 Americans are not obese or overweight. So right there, you got to go out, dude. You got to get into that cohort. Work on your body. You got to work on your money. You got to work on your, like we were saying yesterday when we did start talking about getting out there womanizing. Number 1 rule, be confident. Number 2 rule, don't be a weirdo. Right? Don't be a weirdo. I mean, really, don't be a weirdo is kind of like number one. And then when it comes into actually womanizing, confidence is key. But you cannot be a weirdo. All the money, all the game, all the frame in the world is not going to help you if you're a weirdo, right? So what is that? What am I saying? You have to do the work. It is not equal. It is hard, right? That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying on this platform. And that's what most of the people, that's what Fresh and Fit says. That's what the Tate brothers say. That's what, Rich Cooper says. That's what Rollo Tomasi says. It goes on and on and on and on and on until you get to the black pill people, until you get to the men going their own way movement. They're doing something different. You know what I mean? But it's hard work, y'all. It's hard work. One swipe for every 100 plus women. That's crazy.
In the bottom 10% see just one match per week at most. Ultimately, most women only swipe on a handful of men per day, while men are more freewheeling with their swipes. So yeah, females pass on 95% and like on 5%, and men are basically 50-50 left and right. It's just...
We had talked about Tinder before.
So you hear that, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. It's tough out there, gentlemen. It's tough out there. I'm going to tell you what my football coaches used to tell me. If you want to be a winner, you got to put in the work now, man. You got to work hard in practice. That last practice before the game is the most important practice. If you go out there, you know what I mean? You win the game on the practice field. And that's how it was. Shout out to Coach Green. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. You win the game on the practice field. Right? You win the battle on the training grounds. And that's how it works in the United States military. You put in all the blood, sweat, and tears on the training ground. When you go execute in battle, that's how you become victorious. Right? So that's how it is. Fellas, you got to do the work. You know what I mean? Ladies. Yesterday we was talking more talking about the fellas, but today we're going to talk more, I guess, from a female perspective. We're going to use this article. Let's pull this up real quick. And guys don't date anymore. 7 ways the dating world has changed for good. And I think, they mean forever. Not for the good, but for good. And this is Hack Spirit, dating advice column. This was back in April of 2021. Certainly things haven't changed for the better since then. You know what I mean? Over a year ago, things haven't changed. If anything, it has gotten worse. In the dating field, in the dating marketplace. So I really thought that this was, you know what I mean? Like, this was a good article. And I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this today. You know what I mean? So, like I said, 7 ways the dating world has changed for good. And here we're going to get into this. We're going to look into some questions, you know what I mean? Some thoughts as to why. Y'all know what it is. We're going to put it through the old
think tank arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to put this through the old think tank. So here we go. Let's all take a pause for a second here. What happened to the days of chivalry? Where did it go? I'm going to quote Myron Gaines right here. We can start right there. Chivalry is dead and feminism killed it. Where did it go? It went away. Guys are problem solvers. Guys look at what's going on and they act accordingly. Like, women, if you want us to be chivalrous, you're going to have to change the way y'all move. Right? Like I said, women control sexual access. Men control relationships. Keep that in mind. Ladies, if you want the other guys, you want the other side to do something, y'all going to have to not give up to Foxy Brown and demand whatever it is that you guys want. Only give up to Foxy Brown when you're getting what you want, right? That's, I'm not a woman, but I would imagine that's how it would go. Right? 1 minute, guys, we're opening doors for us, pulling out our chairs and connecting over a shared meal. I still do that. I still do that with women I respect. I sure do. I don't do that for 304s. I don't do that for chicken heads. We're not even going to dinner. Why? Today, we're lucky to get text telling us to come over and join him on the couch for a movie. It's what you accept. You know what I'm saying? You get what you accept. Sure, we fought long and hard for feminism and expected changes to have come with that. We pay our way through meals and are even happy to get our own doors. She's answering her own questions. But when did we give up dating? You know what I mean? Sister Jenny Shivery is dead. The females ate it. Absolutely. Wonderful 34s in the house. What's good, fam? What is good? Let me get you you get a horn. Absolutely. Like I said at the top of the show, Wonderful 34 is the person who he coined the term Joes. Because of him, that's who we are, Joes. You know what? We're just gonna use that for male and females. We're all Joes here. You know what I mean? Yeah, but she wants to know, but when did we give up dating? They gave up dating when they made it easy to give up to Foxy Brown. They gave up dating when they gave the top 10%, the top 20% of dudes all the leverage. If 80 to 90% of the women are chasing after this very small percentage of guys, they ain't got to do nothing. They essentially become the female. They are sought after. They can sit back and do whatever. And we're gonna hear about this in this article. Surely I'm not the only one pondering these thoughts. If you were wondering what's changed in recent years, we take you through 7 ways the dating world has changed and what you can do to turn the tables. Yeah, ladies, the only way you can turn the tables is stop going after the top tier dudes. Right? 7 reasons why, reason number 1, face-to-face isn't necessary anymore. Right? Technology has changed things. Tinder, that Tinder effect on our society. It's like Brother Zuby said on Fresh and Fit. We are living through an experiment. This is brand new to our species, the way we're getting down with technology. And she's about to speak on this right now. Technology is great. Technology has achieved great things for us, but I'm on the fence about whether or not it has helped when it comes to the dating world. It has hurt the dating world, in my opinion. Go back a decade and dating websites such as RSVP or eHarmony are taboo subjects. Were taboo. Word taboo. I think they were trying to say word taboo subjects. No one wanted to admit they were online dating. It was a sign of failure, a sign you hadn't been able to meet someone out in the real world. She's speaking facts right now. Speaking facts. Those people who went online, it was 2 types of people going online back then. It was the guys looking for hookups because it was easy. It was a new thing. They would go, boom, meet a girl, like literally swipe on someone while you're out kicking it with your friends, leave your group, meet up with that person, go have a drink, then bam, take it from the crib and smash. That's what it was all about. It was that. Or it was people who were like trying to get married. As soon as you meet them, they're like wanting to get married and they were clingy and all that. It was that. But no one spoke on it. It was taboo. It's like, bro, you online dating? And again, the players were like, bro, we smashing left and right, bro. It's crazy. Like a sporting kind of thing. Like what? And all the dudes was, dudes jumping on there, the F-boys, cleaning up. And then, the women didn't want to say anything because that was a stigma. Women on social media, not social media back then, but dating apps were easy. So they kept it hush hush. No one said anything. It was the best kept secret. Those dudes was killing it. I had a couple. I jumped in late. After I jumped in, it became kind of the norm. It became, difficult. It became like the real world. Like it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had a couple successes online, chat rooms, on a couple dating sites. Absolutely. No one wanted to admit that they were online dating. It was a sign of failure, a sign that you hadn't been able to meet someone in the real world. Fast forward to today, and there are now apps out there for almost every type of dating, from single parents to casual sex and into lesbians. There's an app for it. If a relationship doesn't work out, you jump back on and find someone else. Yep. The difference now is unheard of not to be on a dating app. The world has certainly changed. Yeah, I don't mess with dating apps now. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't rock with them. Doesn't make any sense. It's way too much work. And I'm always quoting Rich Cooper, man. It's the juice on the dating apps certainly is not worth the squeeze. I mean, dude, I don't even. When I moved to Florida from California, this was a couple years ago. I jumped on the apps. Like, let me give it a shot again, whatever, see what it do. And I was on 3 or 4 different apps. You know, and as a guy, you're gonna have to pay for the premium services and all that kind of stuff. So I paid for it. And what I found, it was the same women. It was the same women on all these different apps in my age range. Like when I was looking for older women, I was literally trying to, hey, let me see if I could find someone, in my boat that I can actually sit down and like, you just use this opportunity to meet someone and most of the women on the apps just wanted to text back and forth on the apps. You know, they didn't want to come off the dating app itself. It's like, hey, let's get off this app. What's your number? Or, a lot of women were pushing guys to their Instagram so they could then push them to their OnlyFans. So you see that, like, there's a ton of that. There are a lot of professional working girls on these apps. They're like, yeah, I'll come see you. You know what I mean? And they'll start sending you like, those women want your number right away. And they'll start sending you like sexy pics and all that. And then like, I'll come over and do this to you for this much money. You have, you know what I mean? You have all that. So it's like, it's changing. It's changed a lot. So, and then when you filter through all that, when you finally get down to like the real person, the real people who are using the app, you find it's like the same women. It was just one woman who was on like 4 different apps that I saw. Same picture, same profile pics. It's like she cut and paste everything. I'm like, she was really looking. I met her in real life and it was like, boy, she was clingy. Like she divorced her husband, had a child, and it was just, this woman shouldn't have gotten divorced. She should not have gotten divorced. I want to say it was one of those cases where she found out that her dude was messing around with somebody else or whatever. She was saying that she didn't like to have sex. You know what I mean? She was nagging me. I'd known her for 20 minutes and I'm looking for a way out the date. Like, bro, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to come up with that old excuse. Oh, I gotta go. My puppy got ran over. Didn't know you had a puppy. Yeah, just got one. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I talked to her, whatever. She was talking about divorce. Couldn't stop talking about her ex. I'm like, why don't you just go marry him? Stay married. Why did you get divorced? And this is before I discovered Kevin Samuels and all that. This is before I discovered the red pill and the manosphere and all that. Just listening to this woman. Fairly attractive woman, older, definitely hit the wall, and she was not prepared for the sexual marketplace. Here you are, you know what I mean, a fairly attractive woman, and you ain't even trying to have sex. None of the dudes was messing with her. None of them. And she said it. She's like, I'm so surprised you even showed up for the date. Most guys don't even show up. The whole game has changed. Brother Jason's in the house. What's good, bro? How you feeling? Brother Donnie, that was for you too, Brother Donnie. Y'all up in here, man. Y'all up in here for real. Many women want traditional, chivalrous men up front, but yet claim that they want to be traditional women after a guaranteed relationship title. That is straight cap. Yeah. It is. I mean, I gotta get it to you. It is. And a lot of it is just like, women they're not quite sure what they want, to be honest with you, bro. They're confused. Feminism tells them one thing. They go to school, they learn about the patriarchy and how bad men are. That's another thing. Then they realize that biological clock is ticking. They realize that they're approaching the wall. They see that. They can't compete with their younger selves. All this is going on. And they're still trying to, no one wants to grow old by themselves with a bunch of cats and dogs. And I see these women out here, man. They're like, well, I could do bad by myself. I'm gonna grow old. I'll be fine. I'm independent. I don't need that. I don't need y'all. Every time I hear that, bro, I do this. I'm like, word? You just gonna grow old by yourself, right? And I just sit there with my little propeller and I just spin it. I'm like, that's cappity cap. That's the biggest cap I ever heard in my life, shouty. You want to grow old and die alone? No, you don't. I just keep spinning it, man. I'm gonna have to get another one of these hats with a little electric motor in it or something, so I can just hit a button and it just spins. Like, that's absolute bullshit. Like, no one wants to die alone. No one wants to go through life alone. No one wants to do that. That's bullshit. If that was the case, this lady right here wouldn't have wrote this article. This lady right here, lonely as hell. If she ain't lonely, she's seeing her sisters or her friends are lonely. That's why she wrote the article. Like, what's going on? Cappity cap, 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 cap. You know what I mean? Brother JT, is that you? What We Know podcast. Hey, y'all go over there and check out the What We Know podcast, man. They doing big things over there. You know what I'm saying? But Brother Rob and Brother JT over there making it happen. You know what I mean? In peace and war, I will never fail. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Airborne, baby. I understand them words. Them words I know. Like, see what I was meaning about Sister Jenny? Bam, right on there. Bam, there's the link. Go check them out over there, What We Know podcast. Please go over there, give them a subscribe. Check out what they're doing. These brothers are making it happen, man. Like, we got to support ourselves, each other out here in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? I'm going to get the brothers on here. I'm definitely going to get Brother JT on here, man, because I want to find out what exactly he did in the Army, and MOS and all that. I know he's at Fort Stewart. You know what I mean? I was at Fort Bragg for the majority of my time. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So let's get back to the article. Why waste time dating and getting to know a person when you can chat multiple people at once online? Right? You're going to chat them all up. Right. It's right there. It's easy. It's easy. That's right. Brother JT's in the building. Airborne. It's easy. That's why you talk to multiple people at the same time. Spinning plates in real life is hard. Spinning plates online, simple. Simple. It's almost impossible to get caught. You got to be an idiot to get caught. You know what I mean? That's why they do it. And again, women allow it. It's easy to see why the dating world has so drastically changed. If you have to jump through hoops and multiple other partners to even make it to an in-person date, right? You have to jump through hoops and multiple partners to even make it to an in-person date. Like I said, man, when I was on there, it was crazy. It was crazy. By then, you generally feel so comfortable with each other, you can skip that initial dating stage and jump ahead to tracksuit pants and a movie on the couch. Right here. This is it. Now we're getting into the issue right here. You feel comfortable because you're texting back and forth with a stranger. You really don't know who it is. Maybe she's implying you've done a FaceTime or something like that. So you know that you know what I mean? You verified the other person on the other side. All right, that's cool. It's like, oh, we've texted so much now. I feel so comfortable. I just want to come over to your house and, watch Netflix and chill. That means I'm coming over to smash. I'm coming over to smash. That's it right there. I'm coming over to smash. So why would the dude take you out to a nice dinner? Why would the dude take you to the theater? Why would the dude bother? You already hooked. And then, the author makes it seem like you've been talking for so long. How long? A week, 2 weeks, maybe a month? And you over at his house, ready to smash. Come on now. That's crazy. Number 2, booty calls have taken over. Booty calls have always been a thing. But back in the day, the booty call would, you could at least get a date out of it, some ice cream or something. Most dudes would take you out, for, lunch. When I would take women out for food, it would always be breakfast. Like a date, like something like this, I'll meet somebody. It was always breakfast. Why breakfast? It was the cheapest meal you can buy. And I wouldn't go to McDonald's or Burger King like that. Go to an IHOP, go to Waffle House or something like that. The cheapest meal you can buy. And you get in there, you can have a conversation. Like, it's cool. You're not worried about buying bottles and all this other kind of stuff. They're going to get pancakes and eggs or toast or whatever they're going to get, some grits, whatever. You're going to get whatever. Get a 2x2x2x2 or whatever the hell it is. It's not going to cost you that much money. Orange juice. It's not like they're getting mimosas. You know what I mean? It's orange juice, water, apple juice, whatever. There's no dessert, right? It's just breakfast. And you out of there. You meet up at 10 o'clock for breakfast. Take you about an hour or so to eat. If the conversation was cool, if she seems cool, she's as pretty as advertised, go take a walk real quick. Right? If things are going really, really well, all right, listen. What you doing later on tonight? Well, let's go do this, blah, 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 blah. You said you make plans. So y'all have had breakfast. Bam, she goes her way, you go yours. And then y'all meet back up around 7, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? To go do something else. Again, it could be a walk in the park, you know what I mean? Or By that time, you see she cool. Maybe have her come over pregame. There goes, have a couple drinks, then boom, go somewhere, walk in the park or go listen to some music. I'm a big jazz fan, so I'll go and like listen to some music. I knew where all the places where you can hear like free jazz, people just setting up, playing or whatever outside. Tip them a couple bucks. Bam. That's a great day. And I guarantee you by the end of that night, she gonna want to come home. Perfect. Now, let's rewind it all the way back to breakfast. You have breakfast. You get the meeting. It's like, this is a bad person. You know what I mean? She's annoying. She's irritating. She's treating her waitresses bad, right? She's just on and on and on and on, just running her mouth, just talking about this, talking about that. You get that glass over look on your eyes, and then whenever she talks, all you hear is,
"It'll be like this one time at band camp."
That's all you hear, no matter what she's talking about.
"It'll be like this one time at band camp."
It's like, all right, this isn't working. Again, you're in for a 45 minutes to an hour. Breakfast is over. You pay for breakfast. It was cheap, whatever. You get in the car. You never see her again. Done. It's not a problem. You got the rest of your day to do whatever. You can call up the other chick you had a good time with the day before, right? Hey, what you doing? Let's go see a movie. Something like that. That was the beauty of running plates in real life. It's easier now. You ain't got to do none of that. You just sit in the helm on your couch and wait for the text to come in. These chicks are chasing you. They chasing you. They see the pictures. You done did your thing. Your body's on point now. It's all visual. You don't even have to have a personality, right? It's all visual. Women have done it to themselves. They have done it to themselves. Brother JT, 7 years in Germany. Was is los, homie. That's what's up. I know. Oh, we got to get you on the platform. We got to talk about Germany. I know what you was doing over there. I know what you was doing. I know what you was doing. You know what I mean? So booty calls have taken over. We've all heard of Tinder. Of course, we have. It's the app that mainstreamed the booty call. The booty call has always been around, love. It's always been around. It's the app that made the booty call easier. I would say that. Let's take a look at this reality. Hey, let's take a look at this reality. Why would a guy want to date when he can simply message any number of women and organize a booty call to his house? And here's the thing. It's not necessarily a booty call, right? It's only a booty call if the keeper of the Foxy Brown, i.e. the women, give him the Foxy Brown. Ladies, we can't have a booty call unless you give it up. You got to give it up. You know what I mean? How is it the guy's fault? He's being pursued. He's got 10, 15 women on the app just trying to get at him. Why is it his fault? He's just like, all right, come through. It costs him nothing. He ain't got to spend no gas money. He ain't got to drop no money on no Uber. Right? He ain't got to do jack. He ain't got to do jack, yo. All they got to do is sit there. Hell, the house ain't even got to be clean. For most of these guys, dudes like 6'2", 6'3", he's all cut up. He works out all the time. The house could be kind of a mess. It doesn't even matter. She's going to come over, plop down on the couch. They're going to start some movie, and 35 minutes in, all you're going to hear is this. Finish. Okay, you ready to go? Bye-bye. He ain't even got to take her home. Calls her Uber. Boom, off she goes. He goes, takes a shower, you know what I'm saying? Drinks a Gatorade or something, man. Eats some food. He's ready for the next one because they still texting. How's that his fault? Can't have a booty call if the person who comes over to the house ain't smashing. You just can't. My favorite Marines in the house. What's good, brother Marcus? What's good, Devil Dog? How you feeling, man? You know what I mean? Shout out, salute to the whole panel and chat. Thank you very much, man. Shout out to you, man. Yo, you deployed right now? Can you talk about it? Where you at? Where you at? You know, you devil dogs, man, y'all have a tendency to find y'all way down range all the time, man. You ain't a Marine if you ain't getting shot at. You know what I mean? Only y'all managed to do that even during peacetime. Like, man, these Marines getting all. I hated going out with the Marine Corps, man. We meet up with the Marines, right? The dudes from the Corps, these devil dogs, man. We be somewhere in Africa or somewhere in Europe. And it always happens, man. Someone starts shooting at us, bro. It's like, damn, what's going on? What is going on? You be careful out there, brother Marcus. Because Marines, boy, they know how to get shot at. So Why would a guy want to date when he can simply message any number of women to organize a booty call in his house? If he did that, skip the awkward conversations. Conversation shouldn't be awkward. It's an art form. The conversation should flow, man. It's like Brother Tate is saying, man. It's like Aikido, bro. That art, it should just be like, right, you're a tiger style. It's good, right, but my devil palm fist, it's the greatest. Your technique should be on point. Right? Conversation this should not be awkward. This tells me right here, again, women have lowered the bar so low that the men don't even have to be conversationalists. You don't even have to talk them out of their drawers no more, gentlemen. You don't. This is how I'm reading this. Forgo the expensive food and wine bill. Yeah, if you're just gonna come over and give me the Foxy Brown, why would I do all that? Get all the perks that come from dating without actually dating. Again, yes, why not? Baby, don't hate the player, hate the game, and it's y'all game. Y'all control the Foxy Brown. Women control the sex. Men control the relationships. Why would I give a relationship to a woman who's going to give me the sex for free? Why buy the cow, bro, when they just keep giving you the milk? It's hard not to see the appeal there. Again, hey, look, man. And here's the thing, though. You think she's talking about dudes in the bottom 80 or she talking about the dudes at the top? You know what I mean? Who is she talking about, in y'all opinion? Brother Donnie goes back to what you've been preaching. Men like game, which is why people want to skip the conversating and rapport building. Yeah. I mean, again, if you're a top tier dude, if you got the money, right? If you got the height, the God-given stuff, you got the height, you're in shape. You know what I mean? And it used to be you know how to talk, but now if you have the clout online, we can take the conversationalist out of it and make it a dude with clout. You killing them. You are killing them. Guys like Fresh, networks his ass off, did the work. You know what I mean? Dude can hold a conversation, even though he has that slight that challenge with, you know, he stutters a little bit, but he's getting that fixed too. That dude knows how to talk to women. And what he has mastered is he gets the women to talk to him. He turns it all back on them and they gladly entertain, but he has all of the trappings. He has the brand, the clothes, the shoes, the cars, the crib. He has all that. Yes, they come to him. No, he doesn't pay for anything. I always use him as an example because we have a lot of Fresh and Fit folks up in here. The Fresh and Fit fam, they rock with me heavy, and I appreciate that. So I always use him as an example. But he has everything, and the women come to him. He still know how to holler at chicks. He's cold approach and all that. He still has all that. Myron has all that. Women come to Myron as well. All the women out here talking about Myron's a misogynist and they hate his guts and this, that, and the third. Hell, you can't tell by the way that they keep running up to his crib all the time. Neither one of them men are hurting because it's the clout. It's the clout. So if you have enough clout, you don't even have to know how to talk. They come over there and get right to business. You know what I mean? Dr. B, what's good, bro? Welcome. Sister Jenny, hola, primo. Oh, what's going on? That's your cousin for real? That's what's up. Make sure he stays safe. And Dr. B, the problem with hookup culture is that it benefits women in the short term, but in the long term, they get screwed, literally and figuratively. A small minority of men benefit while a lot of dudes get nothing. Yeah, that's it. And those dudes who are getting nothing, they got to step their game up. They got to step their game up. Stop being weird. Do the work. Quit crying. You know what I mean? Quit bitching and moaning, man. Let's go. Pick up your gear, man, and move. Go forward. Push through. That's what y'all got to do. We talked about that yesterday. So she continues, as a woman, we like to be romanced. We like to be won over. We love the idea of love. I'm sure you do. But you gotta, Ladies, if that's the case, if that's the real case, if that's truly important and you control the Foxy Brown, y'all need to get together, have your own little, conference in Niceum or whatever the hell y'all want to do. You know what I mean? Y'all need to come together and say, hey, this is what we going to do, y'all. We going to stop just giving it to Foxy Brown away. We going to make these guys romance us again. We going to have to make these guys, be knights again. If that's what y'all truly want, y'all going to have to come together. Because so long as you got these OnlyFans chicks out here and these Instagram models out here and these strippers out here and all these loose women out here just giving it up, y'all gonna have a problem because the guy just going to the next one. Or y'all can start looking at these bottom 80 dudes. But y'all gonna have to figure out it's on y'all, man. Y'all control the Foxy Brown. She continues, but none of that is necessary anymore. We either are up for sex or keep searching for a guy who might actually stop to get to know you first. Why would a guy do that? Men want sex. Let's keep it 100. Men want sex. All of them. 100%. From the top to the bottom, they want sex. Now, what are they willing to do to get the sex? The bottom 80, they're willing to do anything and everything they can. They'll fall in love with you. They'll pedestalize you. They'll do it. You won't have to lift a finger. They'll never cheat on you. None of that. That's what the bottom 80 is willing to do to get sexual access. Consistent sexual access, right? What's the top 20% doing? What are the top tier guys willing to do? Nothing. They're going to keep making money. They're going to keep doing what they're doing because the women are coming to them. When they find the woman they want, that's generally the woman who wouldn't just give up to Foxy Brown. That's generally the woman who knew her value, right? And those top tier guys, they want a woman that's going to add value to what they got going on. They're going to want a woman who's willing to follow. All this other kind of stuff is they control what goes on. Ladies, if you want a top tier guy, you can get one, but you're going to have to do it on his terms. That's the key. The bottom 80 guys, if they want you, they are willing to do whatever it takes. In other words, you get to set the terms for the bottom 80 guys, and he's going to be like, fine. Bottom 80 guys. You know what I mean? So I hear all this article is really good because I hear all this. And it's just everything I'm reading is like, it's y'all fault. Welcome to the hookup culture. Yeah. Thanks. You know what I mean? Thanks, ladies. Guys are only on the hunt for something casual. And us women, we end up embracing it because it has become the norm. That's, again, the type of guys that most women chase are on the hunt for something casual. And they're getting it. So why would they change? The bottom 80 guys are looking for that love that she's talking about. They'll do it. Right? It's like we end up embracing it and it has become the norm. Thanks, feminism. That's how that rocks. The top tier guy, there are not a lot of top tier guys, but there are loads of beautiful women. I'm in Tampa and I see dimes driving around here in Tampa, Largo, you know what I mean? Newport Richie, dimes over there in Clearwater all the time. Dimes. You know what I mean? But there aren't that many guys who make over six figures, well over six figures. There aren't too many millionaires. There's only a handful of them dudes. There are only so many athletes getting that big ticket. It's only a handful of them dudes. There's only a handful of those business guys that are out there making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Only a small number of them. All the women are trying to get them. But there are tons of dudes out here making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. Good men, really good men. They would be good husbands, good fathers, right? Really good men. Working at the manager at Target. You know what I mean? You got guys out here working 3 or 4 jobs. You got guys out here, working these construction jobs, working these factory jobs. Guys out here making bread. You got guys out here making $30, $40, $50 an hour. Getting overtime and all that kind of stuff. Benefits, all that. Those dudes, a lot of those dudes. But they get looked over. And then some of those guys get into relationships and they get screwed over by some woman, and then they wind up in the red pill somewhere or in the black pill somewhere, or they're off going their own way. Again, ladies, this all doubles back to y'all. You know what I mean? Ladies, y'all dictate how the sexual marketplace works. Dr. B, all men want sex, period. Yes, I would add to that, and Dr. B said, facts. This is what women can't understand. All men want sex, period. And great comment. Of course, I agree with that 100%. All men want sex, period. That's how it is. They want, only thing I would add to that is men want, especially the bottom 80 guys, all guys, they want access to consistent sex. You know what I mean? They want to be in a relationship so they had that Foxy Brown at home. That's why they're going to go out here and bust their ass, work their, go slay the dragon so they can come home and lie with their beautiful woman and make love to her and all that kind of shit. That's what they want. Top tier guys, they getting that. They get consistent sexual access from multiple women. The top tier guys are actually living the ultimate situation. The top tier guys. Not only do they get consistent sex, but they're getting it from all the variety in the world. They getting the Latinos, they're getting the white girls, they getting the they're getting the black girls, they're getting the Pakistani girls, they getting them all. The fat girls, the skinny girls, the short girls, the tall girls, they're getting them all because they're sought after. You got a boat, you got a Rolls Royce, you got a private jet. Come on now. Man, they got mad dudes. You know what I mean? They got mad girls. Correction, they got mad girls. You know what I mean? So, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sister Candace, man, I'm going to have to put on Do Not Disturb doing your podcast. Just got 2 calls and missed a chunk of the show. It's all good. Team replay. Appreciate that, love. Team replay. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. Please. Please share. That's really how we're almost there. Like we need 4,000 public view hours. We're like 18 away from the halfway point. So we're coming up on 2,000. We need 4,000. I'm going to work on that, y'all. I'm going to start doing some clips and stuff like that. And people are telling me some tricks of the trade to kind of get those view hours up. And I'm going to do it. Dr. B, the reason men are willing to kill to get laid, I have yet to see women take someone's life to get laid. Real talk. I've seen them try to take someone's life because the guy done laid too many people. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't keep it in the pants. It recently happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. This woman got mad at her baby's dad because he left his phone in the car. She goes through his phone and it looks like allegedly that he's having some sort of sexual relationship with this woman's sister. This woman has anger issues. This woman has, a record. This woman should have been locked up long before this happened. So she's sitting in the minivan. She sees the guy. She's looking at the phone. Oh, he's smashing my sister. She runs him over with the minivan. But then she also ran over an innocent bystander. This old man who had a cane ran him over as well, jumped out of her minivan, ran back to baby daddy, started kicking and punching on him, went back to the minivan. The car was broken. So she just runs off, right? She did all this. She ran over one man that she had a child with. She ran him over, ran over an innocent man who was in the crosswalk. This is all on video. Go watch Pink Book Lessons. She actually did a video about it, but I saw this in the news when it first happened. Because, I'm from Cincinnati. Whenever crazy Cincinnati news pops off, I like to watch it to see if I know anybody. So this old man was in the crosswalk. This is all in front of a Kroger's grocery store. She ran over the baby daddy. She ran over the old man who was walking. Right? And his story was so sad. Ran him over and killed him. The old man died. The baby daddy survived. She did all this with her 8-month-old child in the car. Just ran off and left the child in the car. So yeah, women do some crazy shit, bro. They can do some craziness, man. But yeah, check that out, man. Pink Book Lessons, man. Go check that out. And that happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's crazy. Brother Doug, pre-recorded 10 minutes or less video are best for growth. Okay, I'm going to do that, bro. Thanks. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start I'm gonna work on my editing game. I normally have people do that for me, but I need to learn how to do it. I'm gonna get the best editing software that I can find, and I'm gonna just teach myself to edit and get it going. You know what I mean? What We Know podcast. He winning. Oh, he lost. Damn. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not lying. Go check that out for real. Pink Book Lessons. I love her podcast over there because she shows a lot of these, you know what I mean, dangerous women. I mean, she shows a lot of it, man. She shows how bad it is. And this woman killed this innocent man. She tried to kill another man. I guarantee you she won't get as much time as a dude who did something less. Another problem. But anyway, that's for a whole nother episode. But I just wanted to show the point. Yo, it's women out there who get lethal, bro. They'll get lethal, man. There's some women out there they'll do something while you're sleeping. You know what I mean? So be careful. Always tell the truth. I'm gonna do an episode on that. Always be honest when you're dealing with women, especially if you out here getting it. Always be honest, man. Don't give women an opportunity. Don't give them a reason to fuck you up, because they will. Let's get back to the article though. You know what I mean? Guys are only on the hunt for something casual. Like I said, the top tier guys are only on the hunt for something casual because that's what they're getting. Right? And us women, we end up embracing it because it has become the norm. It's only the norm because you guys have embraced it. Men no longer buy the drinks. We talked about that yesterday. See, fellas, don't be out there buying drinks. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Heading out to the nightclub or bar was always a great way to meet guys and flirt a little. Somewhere along the way, men stopped buying drinks. They stopped buying drinks because women started acting fly with that shit. Entitled. They expect. You know what I mean? Women they get, especially beautiful women. You know what I mean? They get dressed up, look good, they go out. They don't pay a cover. Right? So you go to New York, you go to LA, you go to Chicago, DC, you go into a nightclub, man, covers could be up to $100. Average cover is probably between $40 and $60 just to get in. That's for dudes. Women, in for free. Now, LA, I mean, and here's the thing, like places like LA, you got to be fine. You got to be fine. You got to look the part, women. You got to look the part, but you can get in for free. So if you're an attractive woman and you in LA, you can go out. You don't need a dime. You don't need nothing. There's women that go out there, have some dude Uber them to the club, get in the club for free, right? They'll section hop all night long, section hop, they drinking, right? They getting lit. And then they'll have another dude Uber them home, or they'll smash the guy that they want. You know, like Future, or somebody walks in the room, they'll go home with Future, right? Get done with that at Future's house and have some other dude Uber her to the crib. It is what it is. I ain't mad. Like I said, man, I don't hate the players, hate the game. You know what I mean? But the point is they can go out and drink for free. That's starting to change. Why? The bottom 80, when they go out, they're like, man, I ain't wasting no more money. This whole simp thing is for real. Dudes are starting like, damn, I'm a simp. And they stopping. They stopping. So later, the game is slowly changing. I mean, if you a dime, you a dime. You ain't got to worry about it. It's always going to be a dude. If you a dime, you fine. It's a wrap. Somebody's going to buy you a drink. Hell, Uncle Saint, if I bump into you out and about somewhere and you got good conversation and you pleasant and you're fit and you're friendly and you feminine, oh, hell yeah, I'll buy you a drink. What's that? It ain't shit. It ain't the money. Yeah, I'll buy you a drink. This is a great conversation. I want to continue the conversation. What are you drinking, love? Let me get you some. What do you want? Chardonnay? You know what I mean? Bet. Let me get the finest Chardonnay here, please, for my friend. And I'll have a cognac on the rocks. And we'll sit there and continue the conversation. Absolutely, I'll do that. But I'm going to walk up to a woman as soon as I see her, and the first thing I'm going to say, let me get you a drink. Hell no. Hell no. We talked about that yesterday. Wonderful 34. You know what I mean? I don't even open doors for women anymore. Only if we're together. That's how this article began. Woman was complaining that no one's opening doors. I don't either. To keep it 100 with you. Not for people I don't know. Like I said, I still take, when I'm with women, my people, I'm with cool, beautiful women. Absolutely. I pull the chair out, open doors, open the car door, everything. I take care of everything. I'm a man. 100. I'm a man. I don't have a problem doing any of that. But it's the women that I don't know and these women who are just bad people, right? And they expect it. Nah. Hell no. You got to earn that. I'm sorry. You got to earn that. So she continues, we get it. The fight for feminism, they yell. This is what you wanted, they tell us. But no, sadly, it has gone much too far. What's too far? It has not gone too far. This is it. Thank you, feminism. This is it. It's simply called being polite. No, it's not. I could be polite. Hello, how you doing? Bye. Nice meeting you. I could be polite. I ain't got to buy you shit. I ain't got to hold no doors open for you. None of that. We even, right? We equal. You want, that's what feminists is, equal. This is it. I'm not holding doors open for dudes. You know what I mean? I might do that little, you walk through and you kind of do that little thing where you push it all the way open and shit. But I'm not normally standing there, but sometimes I do. If there's a dude sitting there and he's struggling with a bunch of packages, I hold that door open for him. Here you go, bro. You know what I mean? It's simply called being polite. Nah, love, it's not. You go up and chat with a woman, sipping away on your drink without even offering to buy her one. I will buy you one, just like I said. If you got good conversation, if you are fit, you're feminine, you're friendly, you're funny, we're engaging, absolutely. Absolutely. But if I walk up on you and just whatever, you know what I'm saying? You over here hovering by me, you obviously want me to say something to you. I'm going to say something to you while I'm sipping on my cognac. I'm not going to offer you shit. You can offer buy me one. Hey, what are you drinking, sir? Oh, this is cognac. Well, let me get your next one. Word? You going to get my next drink? Yes, I want to get your next drink. Bam, what are you drinking? You see how that works? So now, ladies, this is it. This is what it looks like. Thank you, feminism. Thank you, feminism. So, without offering to buy her one, that's funny as hell. Brother Lincoln is saying, right, Uncle Hank? Got it. It ain't the money. It ain't the money. It really ain't the money. We work hard. We got the money. That's not the thing, bro. You in a high end joint, you can't be in there broke. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We got. It's not about the money when it comes to that sort of thing. But I'm just not gonna throw it on you like that. If I'm just gonna throw some money, that's what strip clubs are for. You want to just throw some money, at least you're gonna get a dance out of it. She gonna make you feel good, make the little man jump up and down a little bit down there. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that, like I said, man, some of these places, man, they charging $20 plus for a drink. What I'm gonna get for that drink, love? I ain't talked to you yet. I don't know what's up with you. Your face turned upside down. You don't look friendly. Never mind the fit and feminine part. You don't look friendly. It's a package deal. You can't have one of the, just get one or two of them. Now you got to have at least all three of those. You know what I mean, Brother Doug? I open doors, but I don't see why that's a thing not to do. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But again, like I said, I open doors for everybody, man. It is, but I'm just not going to run up and if I'm going this direction and she's going to a door over here and I'm just not going to run up there, hold the door open for, you know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. Maybe it's just, and again, this is what feminists have done. Where once upon a time it was a given. You would have 3 or 4 guys running over to open the door for you. You at the gas station, you jump out the car, you have a guy who will offer to pump the gas for you. You know what I mean? That used to be a thing. You know what I mean? You coming out the grocery store, you would have guys that would offer to carry your bags for you. That's before plastic bags, right? It was all paper bags, so it was always hard to carry back. You would have guys that offer to do that for you, or load up your car for you, just on the passenger base. You would get that. See a woman struggling with a big box or something she done bought out of Best Buy, you would have a guy offer to pick it up and put it on the cart for her, maybe roll it out to her car, put it in her car for her. That used to be a thing. Now, nah, do it yourself. We equal, right? Do it yourself. So, and it's, again, whose fault is that really? The game has changed. Sister Candace, it's still nice to see a random guy open a door for me while in public. I am always sure to say thank you and give him a quick smile. And that's it. That's it right there. Old girl was talking about, just be polite, buy me a drink. Bullshit is that? You know what I mean? Sister Candace is out, some guy opens the door for her, like, oh, here you go, ma'am. And, she's like, gives him a smile and says, thank you. That's going to make his day. He's cool with that, man. He ain't trying. Yes, there are weirdos out there who will take that situation and fuck it up. Yes, ladies, I understand that. Right? And if he turns into a weirdo and he's trying to do all that weirdness, man, just shoot his ass down. Y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? If he turns into a weirdo, because you were nice. Just give it to him. Get some. Tear his ass up. He earned that. You know what I mean? But I can't tell you how many times I open the door for a woman and she gives you attitude, no smile. She acts like you're not even there. You know what I mean? It's just privilege. It's out there. And what's funny is it seems to be the more unattractive women with the attitude. Hate to make it sexist, but I'm sorry. You got attitude, you got a frowny face on in there, and you ain't even attractive? Hell no, I ain't open the door for you. Nope. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Damn, a little smile like this, it just be, you know, is it too much to ask? Just, you know what I mean? A little smile or whatever. Thank you. You know what I mean? You can't even come off your phone. Thank you. Even just mouth it like something like that. Women, you brought it on yourself. Sister Jenny, I'm still courteous to all I encounter until they give me a reason not to. Then I ignore the bad behavior. That's how I should be, love. Conversely, I open doors for other people as well, especially if they are elderly. Yes, same here. You know what I mean? Most people understand this. You know what I mean? We're dealing with the fringes. When we our articles like this and the stuff I'm talking about, I think we're dealing with the fringes here. You know what I mean? With some of this stuff, maybe. Brother Lincoln, depends on the dude and the day, to be honest, right? Straight up. Brother JT, she had her looking like Mr. T in her face, expecting somebody to pay for her drink, let alone some attention. I'll leave that to the sucker stokers. Yeah, you know what I mean? That is what it is, man. Them sucker strokers, man, for real. Hey, I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, get some. They get out of pocket, yo, for real, get some. I love this button too. Get some. I love that button. But that's what it is. Brother Jose is in the house. What's good, bro? Welcome. Good to see you. Like the video and subscribe. Thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, does anyone know when Myron and Fresh getting back from the UK? Well, I think they're in Romania now. Anybody know when they're coming back from Europe? You know what I'm saying? I'm like everybody else, man. I'm waiting for that episode with the Tate brothers and Myron and Fresh. That's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. That's just gonna be funny. But if anyone has any information, let me know. I haven't been texting or hitting those guys up at all, man, because you know it's the time difference and all that. I'm just letting them ride, so I'm just kind of leaving them alone. But I'm not sure. Maybe Fresh posted something or Myron posted something. Maybe I'll hit up Big Mo. He might know something. But yeah, back to the article. Free drink. You know what I mean? When did it become acceptable? It became acceptable when women started really going after the top percent. When the sexual marketplace changed, that's when this shit became acceptable. You know what I mean? When women were running over to the dude's house on the first time that they met, only because they've been texting back and forth on his app like they really know the dude, that's when it happened. You don't have to do it anymore. Why buy you a drink? You coming straight to the crib. We're going to watch Netflix and smash. I'm not buying you shit. And then when this is over, probably before the movie is over, you gone. You don't even get to watch the whole movie. You out of here. Man, get your Uber, baby. You got to go. High five. Boom. Smack him on the booty on the way out. Good game. You know what I mean? That's what dude going to be doing all night. Smashing random chicks. That's why I love. That's when it became acceptable, when it changed. And she goes on, it's not about the free drinks. It's not about the money. Word. It's a simple gesture to show a woman you like her without resorting to grinding on her on the dance floor in front of this word right here is probably supposed to be mother or something, in front of your mother or mates or something. I mean, women twerk all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out, you know, just out and about chilling. I'm just kind of standing there posted up to some girl who's in front of me, some woman who's in front of me, look back and be like, oh, hey. And then she just starts twerking right in front of you. Like, damn, shawty. And I normally leave them alone. Like, you want too much attention. I'm out of here. I'm moving over here. You know what I mean? Let some other dude get behind that. You know what I mean? And again, I agree with her. It's not about the free drinks. It's not about the money. Simply because I buy you a drink doesn't mean I like you. You know what I mean? It's just, why? Was there a cost to admission just to talk to you, to get to know you? Right? This is why. This is why dudes have changed the way they approach this shit. This is why. They see it up front. It's like, all right. You know what I mean? It's combat. It's a firefight. They going in there like, nah, man, I ain't coming off of shit. They just got that attitude. They want to. The bottom 80 guys would love to just have a conversation with you, get to know you. Oh, man, we hit it off. We like one another. You know what I mean? She doesn't care that I'm 5'8", that I'm 5'10", right? She doesn't care that I make $50,000 a year. She's just into me. I don't care that she makes $200,000 a year. She's a beautiful woman. We're going to make beautiful babies. I'm going to be the best husband I can be. She's going to be the best wife. But nah, you too short. You don't make enough money. You know what I mean? You chubby. I don't like Persian men. I don't like Indian men. I don't like black men. All right, fine. That's cool. But you expect him to buy you a drink first so you can shoot him down? Get the fuck out of here. That's not how it works. Why? Meanwhile, that very same dude that you trying to make him buy you a drink, that dude knows that you got some guy that's blowing your back out for free. That guy ain't paying shit. He ain't feeding you. He ain't giving you no drinks inside the house. He ain't giving you no alcohol. He's not ordering pizza. You know what I mean? He ain't feeding you. All he doing is smashing you, blowing your back out, sending you on your way. That's all he's doing. And that same woman's going to turn around and want some guy that she's not really interested in, that she could barely see, to buy him a drink for the honor of standing there and saying hello. Man, come on, man. For real? Nah. It's a simple gesture to show a woman you like her. Well, how about it's a simple gesture for her to show that she likes me by just engaging in the conversation? Come on, lady, play the game. If you want a drinky drink, play the game, talk a little bit, chat him up. You know what I mean? Let him feel comfortable with you first. And I bet you he'll probably offer up to buy you a drink straight away. Like I said, if you got good conversation, right? You fit, you friendly, you feminine, you funny. Hell yeah, I bet you he'll buy you a drink, but he ain't going, don't lead with it, gentlemen. You see what we're saying? Don't lead with it. You know what I mean? We're all too busy for dating, are we? She doesn't sound too busy for dating. Well, I guess she ain't necessarily dating, huh? Just going over to watch Netflix to get your back blown out. I guess that's not dating. You know what I mean? Brother JT, they did a video last night. Who did a video last night? Sister Candace, some women are looking to extract resources immediately. Yeah, a lot of people do. Brother Heyoka 33, what's good, fam? Good to see you. That's the difference between and desire and attracting. Yeah, that's the difference between the desire and attraction, straight up. Women, if a woman is into you, if she's attracted to you, fellas, you ain't got to buy her shit. She ain't going nowhere. If she's into you, you're not weird. She, you know what I mean? You talking to her, she's digging you, bro. You ain't got to buy her a damn thing. And a lot of women tell you not to buy nothing. She'll buy you around. Straight up. Straight up. That's how it works, man. Again, go people watching, man. I tell the guys who follow me, man, just pick a day, pick a weekend, go people watch in your area, in your town, on your soil where you hunt. Go people watch. Take a night. You're going to go out. I'm not going to talk to anybody. Right? The only way you're going to talk to a woman if she comes up to you and she basically grabs your joysticks and says, come smash me. That's the only way. Right? Which we know that's rarity. So just go out, post up, people watch. Listen, try to get you a spot at the bar, talk to the bartenders, talk to the wait staff, talk to the bouncers and security, right? Just be cool with them, but just post up and listen and watch how this shit plays out, bro. You will see it. Once a week, you should go out and it's like a recon mission, right? You just go out and gather as much information on your soil, on your area as you can. Just sit out there, just post up and just listen and watch and observe. And quietly, that's game. Because there's going to be women in there to see you there a few times over a month or so, over a few months. And they'll come up to you. Hey, I seen you in here before, right? Like, you just seem to be checking things out. Like, yeah, love, I'm just, just people watching. You win. So when so it's just one of those kind of things, man. So go out, people watch, see what's going on your soil. See, you can see for yourself how both sexes are working in your town. Go do that. It's only going to enhance your game. You know what I mean? That's the free one, y'all. Like, we're all too busy for dating. Something has happened over the years. Sure, we want to meet someone. Yes, we eventually want to settle down. But who has the time to go out there and find the right person? Not guys, that's for sure. And many women fall into this boat as well. Like, see, she tried to put it on dudes. Again, it boils down to what cohort of guy are you referring to? Because I'm here to tell you, the bottom 80, this is exactly what they want. They want to settle down. The bottom 80 wants consistent access to that Foxy Brown. They don't want to be out there hunting. They don't want to be out there competing against the top 20%, against the top tier guys. So who is she talking about? You know what I mean? She's not talking about the bottom 80. The difference is women have this thing called a biological clock. If we want that family, then we are on a time frame. All right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Once upon a time, women were falling pregnant in their early 20s. These days, the average age of mothers has increased to between 30 and 34 years of age, even older in some cases, y'all, even older now. They're freezing their eggs. Look at Lolo Jones? What's the name of the track star? I think it was Lolo Jones crying because she got to get her eggs frozen, crying because ain't no dudes interested in her. Right? So I'm 40 years old. I'm a virgin. I think she's 40. I'm a virgin. I plan to have a family by now. Again, Pink Book Lessons. Another excellent episode on Pink Book Lessons talking about Lolo Jones and compares her to the top 3 female track stars in this country. Well, one was Jamaican, the other 2 were American, right? Got way more success on the track than Lolo Jones has. You know what I mean? Way more medals, gold medals than Lolo. I think Lolo Jones don't have any. Married, happily married with children. Pink, I'm telling you, man, Pink Book Lessons, man, she over there, fire over there, y'all. Fire over there. I'm telling you. Go watch that one on Lolo Jones. It's great. I chose not to do it. I sent the article to Myron and then Fresh and Fit did it. I chose not to do it. And I'll think back on it, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have done it too. But nah, it's plenty of good content on her. You know what I mean? So Sister Candace's problem is women are waiting too long to get married and start a family because they are career minded and or were never taught how to be wives. That's an excellent point, sis. Excellent point. I think a man would be unattracted to a woman who is forcing marriage and family simply because of her age and eggs age. That's a tongue twister right there for me. But no, I agree with you. And I think she touches on this in this article. When we are finally ready to settle down and have a family, we don't have the luxury to just keep putting it off again and again. So we take the shortcuts that we're given. We skip the dating and head over for sex to get to know him intimately. You shouldn't do that. Ladies, don't do that. Dudes would gladly blow your back out. It is what it is, especially the top tier guys. They're running plates. You know this. Don't go over there and think I'm going to give him the best sex he's ever had. It is impossible. It is impossible. There's no such thing. My Foxy Brown is the best Foxy Brown ever. No, it is not. It is not. There are 2 tiers of Foxy Brown. There's good and then kind of good. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as bad. There's no such thing as great. Dudes love sex, but you can't blind a top tier guy with your sex. It can't be done. He's too experienced. Bottom tier, different story. Different story. And when I say this, I'm saying this as a man who's been around the world. I've had spinners. I've had all that. The sex swings, all that. You know what I mean? Multiple partners, all that. All of it. the sex is really secondary. After you bust that, you get that clarity. Like, oh, what's going on here? You see everything clear as the bell. What's going on here? And if you don't add any real value to that guy, he is gone. Gone, because he gonna bust a nut anywhere. Anywhere, especially a top tier dude. So ladies, y'all really got to think about that. Put that through the old think tank. Why don't you? Ain't about the sex. You know what I mean? Shortcuts. Everybody's looking for shortcuts. Everybody wants a cheat code. Ain't no cheat codes out there, man. You got to make the right decisions coming up. We tell ourselves we don't need to waste time on the romance. We just need to know whether or not we're compatible. Who's compatible, man? It's all about work. Even if you are compatible, man, being in a relationship is work every single day, day in, day out, work, compromise after compromise after compromise. Whether it's a business relationship, you know what I mean, or it's a romantic relationship, it takes work. It takes work. Like, yeah, you know, oh, we like each other, it's cool. If that's what you mean by compatible, we enjoy each other's company, great. But once y'all cohabitate, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. You sit there and look at the same person long enough, man, it's gonna be something that's gonna drive you crazy about that person. Something. I hate the way her nose flares when she breathes. I wish she would just stop breathing. I don't mean it. I love her. But you hear stuff like that. I hate the way that her earlobes look. I hate the way his toes got all ugly. Right? I hate the way he snores. Just all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean? But it's compromise. This person brings me joy, so I don't really care. It's not, you're not always in la la land. You know what I mean? But it's like, I love her. I got to keep her. I love him. I got to keep him. But nowadays people are like, he wore a purple shirt on fucking Tuesday. I want a divorce. You know what I mean? He didn't know today was International Ladybug Day. I want a divorce. Huh? How the fuck he supposed to know that? It takes work, y'all. Relationships take work. And it never stops. Is man, like I said, we are better together than we are apart, but understand it's no perfect scenario. This stuff that they be talking about, man. You know what I mean? So we convince ourselves that it's okay not to date. It's okay to skip over all that to get to the end goal. And when time isn't on our side, it's so easy to see why we accept this as the norm and go with it. I don't understand any of that. What alternative do we have? Well, you could have got somebody when you were younger. Could have prioritized that shit. When you know what I'm saying, at the peak of your leverage, when you were, you know what I mean, like your young self, you could have, instead of chasing the bag, you could have been chasing yourself a good guy and then chase the bag. Watch our opportunities to have kids float away while we try to coax a guy to take us out on a date. We could have had kids when you were younger. You could have found that guy when you were younger. Instead of waiting at the finish line, you could have bet on him when he was young. You met him in college. You know what I mean? And she says, I don't think so. All right. Guys have become lazy. Oh, let's read this. Once again, it seems that our expectations have fallen short and the men have taken advantage of this one. Really? Your expectations are too high and they've taken advantage of them, love. You got it backwards. Suddenly shaving, popping on a nice suit, buying some chocolates and picking up a woman from her house has become too much. Yeah, because you're willing to come smash on your own. You're willing to come to his house and watch the Netflix and smash. So why would he do all that? In fact, shaving and getting dressed up on its own is far too much for many men these days. Men just aren't willing to put the effort into a date these days. They don't have to. Again, you're talking about the guys who don't have to. I put on suits all the time. You're talking about guys who don't have to. You're talking about these dudes at the top tier, the bottom 80. Boy, they'll do all that. Sure, they want female attention, but they also know they can get it from so many different places. And this is how you know they're talking about top tier. She's talking about top tier. We started to show off what the average dude for one like. He has to go through like 116 women or something like that just to get one match. She ain't talking about him, right? How's he gonna go get attention from different places? What other places can men get attention from? You know what I mean? Where can they get it? Women can get attention from anywhere. All they got to do is post a picture on Instagram. Bam. 15,000 likes. Then go to their DMs. Go to their comments. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, no makeup. You're so natural. Oh my God, look at your body. Bam. Women got that. Dudes can't do that. Let me post a picture right now. You post a picture right now on Instagram of me doing this, and we'll see how many likes. We'll see how many comments we get on that. Go to other places for attention as a guy. She hot. She hot. If you just started chatting with the guy on a dating app, the chances are very low that you're the only girl he is talking to. Bullshit. The numbers don't support this. If you're talking to a top tier guy, the chances are very low. But if you're talking to a bottom 80 dude, if you're that one out of 116 that matched up with that dude, that one dude, you are the one out of 116. Guess what? He ain't talking to nobody else. He gets that one a week if he's lucky. One match a week if he's lucky. He ain't talking to nobody else. There are so many apps out there for them to join and find different females on. It hardly makes sense to men to put the effort in for women. Again, who is she talking about? After all, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Bullshit. And even for the top tier guys, it ain't coming that easy. It ain't coming that easy. They still got to run the numbers game, right? They probably only smashing 4 or 5 out of every 100 women, right? I mean, they're going to have them coming over this and that and the third, but it's you got to run the numbers for real. Even like I said, even the guys, like you looking at Myron and Fresh. Yeah, they got a lot of women coming through. When I was young, and this was when I was broke, when I was out there doing my thing, yes, I had access to a lot of women, but damn, I was always in the street. You know what I mean? I was putting in the work. I was hollering at every single woman. I used to be driving down the street and see a dime like, yo, pull over. She'll pull over and I jump right out, get her number. Bam, keep it moving. I see her later tonight. I was doing that in Cincinnati. I was doing that in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Hell, I was doing that in LA when I first got there. I stopped in LA. I pulled over the wrong chick, boy. She was big. She was missing teeth. I was like, okay, that was the last time I ever did that. That was 1999. You know what I'm saying? I was on the bottom of La Cienega, bro. Right where La Cienega and Venice. Like La Cienega and Venice, bro. That was the last time I did that. I was like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? When I walked up to that girl and I looked into the car, only thing in my mind was this.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's the only thing that was in my mind. Like, uh-oh. Abort. You know what I mean? Miss AKA ladies in the house. What's good, love? Good to see you. So it's she's talking about a very elite segment of men. And she goes on, this is why the hookup culture has become a thing, but that doesn't mean you have to sit back and accept it. There are still guys out there willing to make an effort and romance a love interest, right? Yeah, there are dudes that will do that. They'll romance a love interest. They're in the bottom 80, though. Those aren't the guys that women typically go after. You might just have to keep searching for a little longer than you'd hope. This part, no. Don't keep searching. If you're still going after those top tier guys, you're gonna wind up on that cock carousel. Don't keep searching. You know what I mean? Adjust your search. Gun for the bottom 80 dudes. If you get the top portion of the bottom 80, you still got good men. There are good men down there. Like, that's what you want to do. No one even knows if they're dating. The lines are no longer black and white in the dating world. There's a whole big gray area that has been brought on thanks to all the different apps out there. Men are jumping from women to women, and no one is stopping to define these relationships anymore, right? Men are jumping from women to women. Again, there's only a certain type of dude that can jump from woman to woman. No one wants to define anything anymore because they don't have to. Why define it? And now if you get caught running your rotation, you cheating. I always practice tell women what you doing. Yo, I run a rotation. If she asks you, because that question always comes up, if she comes over more than 3 or 4 times, so what are we? That question always comes up. So what are we? You are number 3. I got a rotation of 6. You're number 3. If she doesn't like that, see ya. Number 4 just stepped up. Right? You can always have that rotation if you are that guy. Don't lie, fellas. Don't tell her what she want to hear. She's already giving you the Foxy Brown. If she wants to leave, let her leave. Go get another one. You're running a rotation. It does not matter. The bottom 80 guy will be all into you. Ladies, he'll be all into you day one. He ain't trying to mess with nobody else. He'll be sitting by that phone waiting for that text. He ain't trying to do it. That guy, all he's trying to do is please you. Ladies, I'm telling you, you might want to start shooting at the bottom 80. Y'all might want to get over that money thing. It almost always boils down to money. How much money does he earn? If you doing well, does it really matter how much he earns? You know what I mean? If he is the guy, if he checks every box except for the income box, why not be with him? You know what I mean? I get hypergamy, but at some point you gotta make a change at some point. You know what I mean? Sister Candace, feminism and the degradation of the nuclear family has a lot to do with the marketplace today. In my opinion, it does. It absolutely does. This hookup culture is what we're reading right here. Brother Hagel 33, lazy because of the rush of women. Time is short. You know what I mean? Brother Hagel, but it's attention from men they don't want. Right. It is attention. That's what I'm talking about. It's attention from men that they don't want, and they don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? They just don't want to deal with that. Men are jumping from women to women. Only certain type men. It's the norm. It is, is it a fling? Is he dating multiple women? Probably. Right? Is he in a relationship at all? Maybe. The truth is he probably doesn't even know. Everyone is in the dark about whether or not they're actually dating. And this is happening for one simple reason. Almost no one is dating anymore. Again, they don't have to. They don't have to define it. Not when you're going over having movies, you're going over there getting smashed. How often do you define a relationship when you're skipping the essential beginning step? Instead, we are all diving into casual relationship with multiple people, and the lines get blurred along the way. No one stops to question them either. And this part right here, she said it right here. We are all diving into casual relationships with multiple people, right? The red pill talks about this all the time, right? The manosphere talks about this all the time. All the women are smashing the same dudes. She's saying it right here. All the women are smashing the same dudes because they ain't looking at the bottom 80. I can't be mad. We just keep mulling down on not knowing whether or not we're in a relationship or whether or not it's headed somewhere. They don't care. This is the guy they want. I'm going to go ahead. I done gave him this Foxy Brown. It is what it is. Maybe one day, because my Foxy Brown is so great, he'll marry me and we'll live happily ever after. And you're going to keep you in a rotation. Right? He's just going to do that. He's going to keep you in a rotation. No problem. It's one vicious cycle that makes finding the love of your life even harder. The love of your life. Here we go. You know what I mean? That's that Disney fairy tale stuff right there that they talk about. The older we get, the harder it becomes. And I'm noticing that too. A lot of my people who have these really successful relationships, man, they met when they were young. It gets tougher the older you get. I mean, we all go along, man. We get into fights, we get into battles, we get into skirmishes. You know what I mean? We get into duels. We come out of there. We're scarred up on both sides, men and women. We're scarred up. People are like, oh, don't carry that baggage. You got to deal with that, man. Whatever. It's with you, bro. It's with you. It's with you. You see when I deal with someone, I see a red flag, man. It changes everything, man. I'm done. I'm tired of running rotations. I'm tired of just smashing like that. What do they call it? Monk mode? I guess that's what I'm in right now. I'm not on that shit. I'm not on that, man. I'm not trying to find something. And then the few times I did try to have relationships with women, I couldn't ignore the red flags. You immediately see red flags. I got to move on. I can't deal with this. I'm not gonna buy. Why even start? You see where this is going, right? And I'm pretty sure there are women out there the same way. They see where shit is going. They're gonna see a red flag from the dude, like, oh man, I can't deal with this. And it is what it is. So what it just forces you into that world of just taking care of your needs. You feel me? It puts you in that world of just, I'm just gonna go out here and just smash something when I need it, get that itch scratched, and I'm gonna go back to my being alone life, go home and curl up with my dog. You know what I mean? It messes us both up. I don't have any answers, people. I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing. I don't have any answers. And when I say red flags, it ain't all the red flags, but I mean, I pay attention. It's just a big red flag. You see a big red flag, it's gone. Like, oh shit, I gotta go. I gotta go. Big red flag. I'm moving on. You know what I mean? It's just that type shit. And I'm sure women do the same thing. Big red flag. I'm moving on. This ain't worth it. This is gonna be a problem. We're all damaged. After a certain age, we're damaged. I'm 52 years old. Well, I will be in December. Damaged. You know what I mean? I ain't afraid to tell you. Damage. I think a friend of mine was saying, how did she put it? She like, you need to find the person that you guys can be damaged together. Like y'all link up. I forget how she worded it, but I was like, you can be damaged together or some shit like that. And I'm like, leave it to women to come up with some shit like that. Like what kind of romance movie did you just watch? Damaged together. That's some crazy shit. That's crazy shit. Miss AK, hey lady, it's okay for a man not to run rotations. We need solid, faithful guys for our daughters in the future. Solid relationships are fulfilling too. Don't have to always search for a new cat if it's at the house. It's just the way men move, sis. You know what I mean? There are dudes out there who are just addicted to the sex. They want the variety. And if they're at the top tier, they're going to get that variety. The bottom 80 guys are the ones who will be monogamous because they know they have to be. Right? It's a lot of guys who are monogamous because they have to be. I'm one of those dudes that if I'm in a relationship, if I tell you, you are it, we are a couple, we are in a relationship, that's it. I've gotten rid of my rotation. I've gotten rid of all of my, well, I stopped doing that. I used to always dump all of my sexy photos and videos. I don't do that anymore. I used to do that and I got pissed. You know what I mean? Because like these relationships ain't working out and I had some good videos I got rid of. But the point is, there are men like me who do not cheat for our own reasons. Right? The reason I don't cheat is because I saw that growing up. I seen what men who cheat on women, a lot of women, I see what that does to those women. I don't do that. That's just me. But I got to tell you, right? Because I control the relationship. I tell you we're in a relationship and that is it. Now I'm monogamous. But there's a lot of men out there who are monogamous because they have to be. And then you got guys in the bottom 80 who have game. They got a little bit of game. They may be out and about and some chick, you know what I mean? Some woman comes up and wants to holler at them because they see the wedding ring and wound up in doing something. Most men can't say no to the Foxy Brown. It is what it is, but he's never that doesn't change the way he feels about his wife or significant other. There's that. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, if you're in the top tier, if you're wealthy enough, women will forgive that. But in the bottom tier, a woman will not forgive that. You a dude in the bottom tier, you're not even making money like that. She had to quote unquote settle just to take you in and then you cheated. See what I mean about the hurt? See what I mean about the damage? Dr. B was talking about Eskimo sisters. Yep. Brother Hayoka 33, how do you get to choose a relationship with a man spinning plates that doesn't offer a relationship? You don't. You know what I mean? You got to accept those dudes, the top tier dudes, you got to accept them, right, on their terms. You have to. The bottom tier dudes have to accept you on your terms. It's up to you, ladies, as to which one you choose. Dr. B, the best way I can explain it is men need sex like women need attention. That's okay. Let's see what you going. I see where you're going here. We love getting new chicks like women love getting attention from different dudes. I can see that. And ladies, when it comes to sex, when men having sex, it's not personal. It's not. I can tell you, man, there are women I've had sex with that I have completely forgotten about. I find it really hard to believe that the average woman has had sex with men and completely forgotten about those men. I think the only women who have sex, who allow men inside of them, I think the average woman doesn't forget those men. I think the women who may possibly forget them are the pros, like the women who they sleep with so many men. It's like whatever, the porn stars, maybe some of the strippers, you know what I mean? Like women who have hundreds and hundreds of bodies, I'm pretty sure they've forgotten a guy or two along the way. You know what I mean? And I'll share, you know what? You know what? I just remembered something. So y'all know what time it is.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
I got a story to tell. Me and my dude was out kicking it one night. This was after I was in the military. I'm back at home in Cincinnati. I'm back on the block. I'm in the streets doing whatever. Right? He came up on this one fine woman. You know what I'm saying? We bring her back to the crib. We had a spot. You know, we had a nice town home. You know what I mean? Multi-level. It was beautiful, right? We bring it back to the spot. She had a friend, and I was running interference. Like, well, let me just entertain the friend so my people could do what they got to do, whatever. So this began at the club. My people and old girl, they caught eyes. They start talking, blah, blah, blah. We hung out a little bit. They follow us to the crib. We at the crib. Now I'm sitting here with her friend. We're talking. And she's kind of looking at me a couple looks or whatever. And I'm looking at her like, in my mind, I'm like, this ain't going nowhere. She's married, happily married, whatever. We talking. My people up there smashing, right? Finally, old girl looks at me and she was like, you really don't remember me. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just met you at the spot. What do you mean? Turns out that this woman let me smash in high school. Once she said that and explained the situation, then I remember, like, oh yeah, we left school, went to the crib, smashed, and she went home. We only, you know what I mean? It was a one-off. I forgot. She didn't. And she was pissed. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? So dudes aren't impacted the same. Women don't imprint on dudes the way dudes imprint on women sexually. Right? That's the whole point of that story. Ladies, sex is not the same to guys as it is to women. And it shouldn't be. Sperm is cheap. Eggs are expensive. Women should get the best guy that they possibly can. But now that things have changed, y'all have to adjust to this new marketplace. You know what I mean? Y'all have to adjust. Facts. But it's still up to the man. And that's Brother Hayoka. Not personal. It's totally true. And it, you know what I mean? Sister Jenny is laughing. Yeah, I love my buttons over here, girl. I love my buttons. You know what I mean? And I ain't lying. She was pissed. I mean, she took that shit personal. She was mad as hell. Like, you really don't remember. And it took her 5 minutes to jog my memory. And I'm like, oh, see, it was a couple details in the story. We went to the, oh, I remember now. She was not happy, but she was happily married, which was cool. And I'm glad we didn't do anything. And I often think about that night and I'm like, wow, what if I did remember her straight away and I knew who she was right off rip? Would she have let me smash? Did I imprint on her? Did I make her an alpha widow? Right? For those of y'all who are not from the manosphere world, alpha widow, look it up. Look up alpha widow. Type it up. Type it into the search engine on YouTube, alpha widow, and it'll come up. It'll probably be Rollo Tomasi or it'll be Rich Cooper talking about alpha widows. You know what I mean? It's a thing. And I think about that like, man, if I had remembered her, would she have let me smash? Because she know I wasn't going to say shit. I like to think she wouldn't. I want to give her that respect and show her that honor. I would like to think that she was a dutiful wife. She was just being a good friend out with her girl. She was supposed to keep her girl from doing bad things. You can't stop You can't stop a chick from doing what she want to do. Can't stop a woman from. You can't stop a grown up from doing what they want to do. And her girl was in a committed relationship up there smashing my dude. You know what I mean? This is another reason why guys on the red pill side, the Andrew Tates of the world, like, you don't want your woman going out without you. It could have gone down, bro. It could have. Had I remembered her, it could have gone down. And her husband would never know. My dude, you know what I'm saying? My dude smashed her girl. Her significant other never found out. And it wasn't a one-off. Old girl kept coming over. You know what I mean? We sitting there texting. Well, we weren't texting back then. We was calling. We're sitting in the living room, the three of us, the girl and my people waiting to go smash. She on the phone with her dude. Well, I'm over here doing this, down there. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye. Boom. Gets off the phone 15 minutes later. This is why. This is why top tier guys look at it different. You know what I mean? But being single was more unacceptable than ever. Once upon a time, it was the norm to fall in love, get married, and have children. Yeah, that was the thing. Once you had your first child, people would immediately start asking when number two was coming along. It was a given that you would go for at least a second child, if not more. Yep, that was the thing. These days, we're all about choice. You get to choose whether or not you want a relationship. The men get to choose. You get to choose whether or not you want to have kids. Yeah, the women get 100% choice in that. Yeah, women in America choose who gets born in America and who doesn't. That's facts. You get to choose what you want. It depends on what you want. Depends on who you want, let's just say. As a result, being single is becoming the norm. It is the norm. It is the norm. It's supposed to be like the percentage. It was on one of our shows. We were talking about the percentage of single women in 2030. I think it's like 44% of working women will be single by 2030. Something like that. It's crazy. And as time goes on, the numbers goes up. So the majority of women, working women, successful women making six figures and all that kind of stuff, women that are getting the bread, those working women, those career-minded women, almost half of them, or almost half right now, in about 2040, maybe more than half of those women will be single. Invest in Chewy. Shout out to Fresh. Invest in Chewy. No one is in a rush to find the love of their life and settle down. Instead, they're spending more time figuring out themselves and what they might want out of life. All right, well, whose fault is that? While this is great in many respects, it means we are also missing out on opportunities. Yeah, what's great about it? If it's leaving you alone and single and miserable, we are quite simply letting love pass us by while we sit back and work out whether we even want love at all. Now she's talking about working women. This is the feminist stuff. You know what I mean? This is this is what feminism has done. Some of us are ready to conform to what society wants. I'm sorry. Some of us are not. Right? So that's what she's saying. Some of us are so ready not to conform to what society wants. You know what I mean? So, okay. This is the feminist side talking. You know what I mean? And it's like that we are simply missing what is right in front of us. So women even know. Now she's talking about the bottom 80. That's what's right in front of them. We're not even seeing them. Right? While being single is great and has its perks, so does being in a relationship and finding your soulmate. Soulmate doesn't exist. There's no such thing. And it's important that we don't forget this. And when I say soulmate is no such thing, soulmate in the sense that you guys are going to meet, it's going to be picture perfect. You're going to ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. That shit doesn't exist. You can find someone who like you click with and everything's everything and it's perfect in that sort of sense, but it's going to take work. And that's the big problem. So yeah. Right? She's like, so while being single was great and has its perks, so does being in a relationship and finding your soulmate. And it's important that we don't forget this. You know what I mean? So I'm reading that article, and that's the end of it right there. Those are the seven reasons men don't date. Is that what it was called again? Those are the 7 reasons, man. And you can see throughout that whole thing, man, it was not a whole lot of accountability on the female side. It was a lot of finger pointing. Them guys over there, but them guys over there, the men, guys don't date anymore. 7 ways the dating world has changed for good. Women changed it. Women changed it. You know what I mean? Dr. B, I agree. The imprinting really affects the kind of guy they eventually want in the future. Yeah, I mean, bro, like I said, I think about that all the time. I think about that night, man. Like, man, had I remembered her, she probably would have let me smash. Be honest with you, she probably would have let me smash. And she, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's the game. You know what I mean? Sister Candace, I don't think it's necessarily the act of sex that is upsetting to women. It's what the man does to secure said sex. That is the problem, the pursuit, time, resources required, etc. But here's, here's food for thought, Sister Candace. Sometimes a man doesn't have to do shit. You feel me? I'm just keeping it 100. Sometimes the man doesn't have to do shit. It comes. It really does come sometimes. I don't know, the planets line up or whatever. It's just the right place, right time. But the shit just comes. You know what I mean? Oh, that reminds me.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
2 for 1 story time today only. 2 for 1 story time. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, Sister Candace. I can remember the first time I came to Tampa, and this was shit, man. It was the early 2000s. My people had moved down there. I flew out from LA. Right, and my people was out in the sticks. We weren't in Tampa. We were like in the sticks. You know what I mean? Way north of here, probably about an hour. You know what I mean? 45 minutes to an hour north of Tampa. One of the new, suburbs that were being built up. Right, we out there hanging out. My people take me to this to one of his local bars. He knew the owner and everything. It was a cool spot. Like, we in there, just got off the plane, talking to my people, trying to catch up. I ain't seen my folks in a minute, so we trying to catch up. And the shot girl comes by, tray full of shots or whatever. Mind you, I'm coming from LA. At the time, I'm living in LA. I'm just out here in the Tampa area. She comes over, will you buy a shot? Will you buy a shot? She kept coming by. Will you buy a shot? Will you buy a shot? Will you buy a shot? I don't do shots. You know what I mean? And I ain't mad at her. She's just working. She's cute. I mean, for real, sexy. Little shorty, like used to be a gymnast, bodied up, fit. You know what I'm saying? This is before, big butts. This is when big booties was just starting to come in. This is when girls was first starting to do squats and stuff like that. Fine girls. Beautiful, white girl. Fine, blonde. Ooh. I said, look, I'm trying to talk to my cousin, man. How much for the whole tray? How much for the whole tray? It was like $20. I gave her $25. Go pass them shots out. I'm trying to talk to my people. She was like, ooh, pass the shots out, whatever. Talking to my cousin. Fast forward 2 hours later, not even, maybe an hour later. I'm playing Gallagher. I'm sitting there playing. My cousin shooting pool with the owner of the bar. The same shot woman comes back. She comes back, the blonde, the beautiful one. And she brings the other shot woman with her. You know what I mean? This is whatever the other shot girl name. This is shot girl number 2. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, so I'm like, hey, how you doing, shot girl number 2? I'm just playing my video game. Shot girl number 2 was like, will you buy a shot? I'm like, I ain't buying no more shots. I don't buy her tray. I bought shot girl number 1's tray because I was talking to my people, and now I'm just playing my video game, man. Leave me alone, y'all. Leave me alone. Now, shot girl number 2, I mean, she was average. She wasn't, nothing to write home about. She was cool. She was in shape. You know what I mean? Whatever. But shot girl number 1, like I said, was about it. Fine. So shot girl number 2 says, she was like, if you buy my shots, shot girl number 1 will give you sexual favors. I said, word? You know what I mean? Word. So 25 minutes later, just fast forward. It wasn't even that long. I'm gonna say 12 minutes later, me and shot girl number 1 was in the back of the bar in the kitchen area, like a little utility room. So, Sister Candace, sometimes it just comes at you. Sometimes you don't have to do shit. Resources and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it just comes at you. And just for the record, I kept in touch with Shot Girl number 1 for a long time. I mean, I really did. Came back to Tampa a few more times, talked to her, then she got into a relationship. And it was what it was. You know what I mean? She got into a relationship and moved on with her life. We fell out of touch or whatever. I just lost touch with her. But it just goes to show sometimes it just comes. You don't even have to be looking for it. I've got a couple stories like that when I'm not even looking for it. It just shows up. You know what I mean? So when I'm in a serious relationship, I don't get myself into those situations. If I was in a committed relationship in that same scenario with me and my people gonna go somewhere, like, nah, we can't come here. We can't come here, bro. We gotta get out of here. We gotta go somewhere else. You know what I mean? We'll just go have dinner somewhere. We can't be around here because somebody might come and throw it at me and I might just be obliged to catch it. You know what I mean? So that's how I do it from my standpoint. If I'm out traveling somewhere on a business trip or a political trip and I got a significant other at home, I'm not hanging out at the bar. I stay in nice hotels. I'm not hanging out in the bar by myself, having a drink, whatever, got my suit on or whatever, just chilling, trying to wind down. Nah, man, I'm going to go up. I'm going to order a drink. I'm going to take the drink up to my room. I'm going to drink in my room while I'm watching Sports Center or something like that. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where a beautiful woman might just come up to you and be like, yo, I just want to smash. Come on, no strings attached. I've had women tell me that. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but they made it clear they just want to smash. They're like, you don't even need to know my name. Like that. Wedding ring on and everything. 2 carats, 3 carats. Don't matter. So as a dude, if I'm trying to, be faithful, I don't put myself in those situations. That's how I deal with it. Because sometimes it just happens. Real talk. When you have a guy who's like, baby, it just happened, he probably ain't lying. Like, this beautiful woman just came up and threw it at me. Straight up. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Smashed or anything, none of it. On about his business. So that's just food for thought there, Sister Candace. Hey, Yoga 33, women are like tile. Once you lay them, you can always walk on them again. Wow. That's why she was mad. You already had her and could have smashed again if you had remembered. You might be right, bro, but I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold on and hold out that she would have just talked to me and not done it. But you know what? You're probably right, bro. You're probably right, because she was pissed. She was pissed. If she had no intention of having sex with me at all, she wouldn't have been mad. And she would have said something. The instant she realized I didn't remember her, she would have joked about, I can't believe you don't remember me. Don't you remember we did this, da, da, da. And I'd be like, oh, shit, yeah, snap. That's right. That's right. Oh, damn, what's up, baby? Oh, no, we ain't doing that now. I'm married, but damn, that's cool. What's up? It wasn't like that. She was mad. She waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And finally, damn, he really don't remember me. And she got pissed. So I think you're right, bro. You know what I mean? Brother Hayoka, Candace, for men that a woman desires to sleep with that man she would desire a relationship with. There is already an emotional investment. That's why you want him to begin with. All right, it could be something. You know what I mean? Sister Candace, I am not in disagreement with Brother DL. I know why and how women sleep with men. I am a woman. Great point. Great point. And that's why I love having y'all on here, because like I said, I encourage y'all all the time, man. If I'm capping, tell me, man. If I'm saying something it's like it's bullshit, tell me. Tell me. But I'm going to keep it 100 on this platform. Why not? I ain't got shit to lose. I am an old man in his attic talking to a computer. I ain't got shit to lose. I hope these stories and I hope these conversations will help some people out there, especially some young cats, some young men, some young women. Yesterday's show was for the men. Today's show is mostly for the women. So thank you for that, Sister Candace. I appreciate that. Yeah, Dr. B, story time. Yes, sir. We got 2 for 1 today on story time. Sister Candace, keyword sometimes. It always comes at us. Yeah, sometimes. It's not a thing. I mean, it's not. Any man who tells you they go out and they got women throwing themselves and offering up the Foxy Brown like that, I have a hard time believing. You know what I mean? I've seen it a few times, but it's not something that happened all the time. It takes game. You know what I mean? It takes game. And it was still a little bit of game on that. Because I tell y'all young dudes all the time, the best thing you do in certain situations is shut your mouth. I ain't say shit when they was saying that. It was shot girl number 2 doing all the talking. You know what I mean? When she said that, the shot girl number 1 to give me sexual favors, I'm not going to tell y'all what I did, because if y'all tried to do what I did, you might catch a case. It worked for me because I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? But for real, if you tried what I was doing, you could catch a case. You know what I mean? I was on some fucking Grandmaster Shaolin shit right there. You know what I mean? I was some Wu-Dang Mountain. I was fucking just like in that remake of the Karate Kid. Yeah, I was that lady on the fucking thing looking at the goddamn Cobra snake. I was doing that shit. That was me. That day, I was really on my shit. So I'm not going to get into it. That'll be a Patreon story. Absolutely. That will be a Patreon story. I tell you, the parts that I left out in that story, which are good parts, that'll be for Patreon. That one's going to have to pay for it. Miss AKA lady, it's okay to move however you want. Just keep in mind, every action has a reaction. Also, karma is a thing. If you're single, that's all cool, but don't hurt people and think it's just a game. I agree with that. That's why I'm always up front. But there's a lot of people out there who aren't up front. Yeah, karma is a motherfucker, right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I agree with that 100%. We've all seen those silver balls doing this shit. You know what I mean? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You need to take all that into consideration. All of it, right? You need to put it all in the
tank. Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
Right? In those 2 stories that I shared, no one got hurt. You know what I mean? I mean, I might have to get me one of those little things. Maybe I could put it on the ticker below when I tell the story. Like, no 304s were hurt during the filming of this this movie or some shit like that. No 304s were hurt during the telling of this story. No simps were hurt during the telling of this story. We were just 2 grown-ups, man. She had game too. I had nothing but respect for her game. Shot girl number 1, she was a Wu-Dun master. I respect for her game, straight up. You know what I mean? I could do nothing but respect her game. She kept it up front. No one got hurt. When nobody lying with no bullshit. And like I said, we fell out of touch. She got into a relationship. She cut all that nonsense off. She kept all that shit in the closet where it belongs. Right? The guy that she wound up being with, she's probably married right now, probably has kids. They have no idea what she was doing. No idea. And everything she did, she could deny because there's no footage, right? Plausible deniability only works when there's no proof. There's no proof. You know what I mean? Fast forward to today, everybody filming everything. There's cameras everywhere. That shit would have happened today, man. It probably would have been a surveillance camera in the back that we didn't know about. That shit would have been on some porn site. You know what I mean? Neither one of us would have known about it. With our faces blurred out or whatever. Or someone could have be like peeking around the corner with their cell phone, and then that would have been all over social media. It was some teacher, I want to say in the Tampa area, some teacher got caught. Some grown lady teacher got caught in sexual relations with some, 14, 15, 16-year-old boy. And there's footage. That's how she got caught. Someone filmed it. And that footage got sent because he's a football player. You know what I mean? I understand about, team spirit and all that, but damn, shawty. You know what I mean? You're going to smash some little 15-year-old boy? Anyway, there was footage, right? And that's how she got caught. And I'm not sure if they're even charging her with any kind of statutory rape and anything like that. I don't know. I haven't followed the case that much, but so many grown women are going after these young boys. That, you know what? That's going to have to be another show. We'll have to do a show on that. You know what I mean? Miss A.K.A. lady, we talked about that. Yeah, so no one got hurt. Like I said, no 304s were hurt in the telling of that story. And Sister Candace, or what the men in that chat say that is the exception and not the rule. When a woman approaches a man for sex, that is definitely the exception. That is not the rule. You get that. And most women who approach you for sex are pros. You know what I mean? They working. You know what I mean? So for most men, that is absolutely the exception. You're talking about the bottom 80. They probably never experienced that. Top tier guys have, but again, it's not something that happens every night. You know what I mean? That scenario right there, that story about, shot girl number 1, I only got one story like that. Like that's in a restaurant, like that's only one. Have I had women come up to me and be like, yeah, I want to smash? Absolutely. But normally they know me or have known me or something like that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Just sometimes I've had girls, growing up, tap you on the shoulder, be like, hey, my friend over there wants to get with you, you know what I mean, something like that. Yeah. But even those situations, it takes a couple days to work everything out where you can see that person. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. That's not the norm. That's not, even in Miami, that's not the norm. Girls who won't meet you and come home with you that night, you know, like I said, you cloud it out these days. You know, I got Fresh dealt with that. You know what I mean? He's had women, whatever, but the way he works his game, they normally fly in to see him, but he's had that game. But you reach a certain status, right? You reach a certain point where you got to be careful. You got to really wonder what's going on. Like if I'm someone like Fresh or Myron, I'm probably saying no more than I'm saying yeah when it comes to this sort of thing, because you don't know who this woman really is, what's her true intention. You got to be careful. There's people out here trying to get bread. You know what I mean? You mess around and get Johnny Depp for real. You come in here, you never know, you know, and y'all seen it on Fresh and Fit. How many times have women come out and make these allegations and then Myron has to keep all the receipts and shows all the receipts and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Top tier guys have different problems than bottom tier guys. But yeah, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like being approached by an attractive woman who's not a pro for sex is not an everyday thing. Miss AK, hey lady, I was just stepping in to chat it up real quick. Got to get back to business. Y'all have a great day. You too, shorty. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, love. Appreciate it, love. We're going to wrap this up anyway. You know what I mean? Dr. B, a woman approaching a man for sex is rare and typically happens if he's very high value. Drake Future. Yeah. It happens, but it's just not, you know what I mean? There's so many other factors too. So many other factors. Like it's I got a few stories, but it was never anything I did or said to make that happen. Let's put it to you that way. I didn't choose the women chose me. Let's put it to you that way. You know what I mean? And 75%, 80% of the time that woman is mad at some other dude. And she's out being a hoe because I'm going to show you, I'm going to be a hoe. It's like, okay, I'm going to run out here and have sex with a guy I don't know to make the man mad. You're only hurting yourself, love. Only hurting yourself. You know, the thing with shot girl number one, like I said, it's the first and only time I've ever experienced something like that. First and only time. That's why I still talk about it. That's one I will never forget. You know what I mean? If I bump into her again, I still know her name. If I bump into her again, please. You know what I mean? And yeah, I got a lot of stories about that in the Tampa area. Like Tampa was... The women in Tampa was getting it in the early 2000s, getting it. And I'm talking top tier women too. Like, man, like I said, save it for the Patreon. I got more stories. We gave you a 2-for-1 today, but that's it. No more stories today, y'all. No more stories. You know what I mean? We'll save them. Brother Doug, it is many of women that are direct when it comes to sex. It is many of women that are direct when it comes to sex. You know, women want that joystick just as much as we want that Foxy Brown, but women understand that they have to taper it off just a little bit. But with feminism, again, it's one of those things they're smashed. I keep telling you, these young girls out here today, they are fucking. They are getting it. And they don't care. You know what I mean? They really don't care. Those numbers are going up. I've never seen a marketplace so easy. Women, just groups of women that are so easy. I've just never seen it like this before, y'all. Never seen it like this before. It's crazy. It's fucking ridiculous. Sister Candace, that's why I explained why women could be upset with a man exercising his options, because we know men are doing the pursuing, and in most cases, utilizing resources while doing so. I hear what you're saying. And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't not agree with you. I just wanted to throw out that, you know, there's an exception. The case that a man can just stumble into a situation is real. Especially like you just don't know. You can get chose by the right woman at the right time and it's on straight up. You know what I mean? Straight up. It happens. It's not it doesn't happen a whole lot, but it happens, especially if that guy's a higher tier dude. It happens. It happens. There are women out there hunting. You know what I mean? Brother Hayoka, high value men need to be careful. If he was a greeter at Walmart, would she be in a man's face? Probably not. That's real talk. You know what I mean? You got to get it. Sister Candace, I could walk outside right now in a plastic bag and be approached for sex. You sure could. I would argue a man couldn't do the same. Men have to work for it. Women don't in most cases. Yep. And sometimes if you're in the right place at the right time and you're that dude that happens to be sitting there that catches the eye of the woman who is just going to give the Foxy Brown away. Like, I'm just going to give it up. I don't want shit. I mean, I've had women wine and dine me. Be honest with you, take me out, pay for my shit. This again when I was broke. I mean, they ain't take me out to no. We wouldn't at Mr. Child's no ship. They'll take me out to IHOP. You know what I mean? Take me out to Perkins, get me a turkey club, and take me back to the crib and smash. But you're absolutely right, Sister Candace. Brother Vikings in the house. Brother Vikings in the house. Had the wrong button set. You know what I mean? Brother Doug is like, sorry for typos. I'm driving. I feel you, bro. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Brother Hayoka, Candace, it doesn't take resources by 20, 30, 45% of women, 25 to 44 will be single. It's supply and demand, more women than men. And thank you, Brother Hayoka. That's the quote. I'm sorry. That was the stat I was trying to quote. And I did a show on that as well. By 20, 30, 45% of working women, of successful women, age 25 to 44 will be single. Because all those women are chasing after the same dude. And again, it's like they refuse to go to the bottom 80, which they should. I think women should go to the bottom 80. Brother Hayoka, a plastic bag will get you sex. Any man will do that, not a relationship. Yeah, so... But yeah, y'all see where we're coming from. But this show was definitely for the women. I just wanted to point out some stuff. Like this feminism thing really has women talking. This is just one article of many that are out there. Women are trying to figure out what's going on. The problem is women, y'all are giving the Foxy Brown up to the top tier guys and you're not requiring that they work for it. And now you mad about it. Why is a guy going to wine and dine you? Why is he going to buy you a drink? Why is he going to go through all that? Why is he going to wait 3 days or 3 months? Why is he going to do all that? He's not, because all the women are chasing him. The bottom 80 guys will do that. So when I read articles like this and I see these women crying, oh, woe is me, the sexual marketplace is all messed up. Well, it's messed up because you messed it up, love. There are plenty of dudes out there, but you don't want those guys, right? You don't want them. Okay, fine. You don't want them. Great. Don't cry about the situation you created. Bottom 80 guys. Now you see why we tell you got to build yourself up. You got to get yourself up into that top 20. That doesn't mean you have to make over 6 figures, right? Because you can get in there with just game alone. Get your body right. Get your game right. Stop being weird. You can get in that top 20. Women want to holler at you, right? That's all I'm trying to say. That's where my message differs than the, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, or like the black pill guys or everybody else. You know what I mean? 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 pack. I put game in there. Game trumps all, in my opinion. So thanks for rocking out with me, y'all. Everybody, this was fun. This was a good time, man. We know Brother Viking, Brother Hayoka, you know what I mean? Brother Doug, Dr. B, everybody, Miss AKA Lady, Sister Candace, thank you so much. Sister Jenny, thank y'all so much for coming in here. This was fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Brother Jose was in here for a hot second. Brother JT came over here. For real, y'all go check out the What We Know podcast. Go over there and show him some love. Wonderful 34. Thank y'all so much for being here, man. This is, you know what I mean? This is great. This is great. I have fun with this. This is for y'all. Y'all are the greatest. Y'all are the greatest. Shout out to all my ninja watchers. I know y'all out there. Thank y'all so much. Brother Viking, how could I forget you? Game trumps all. Absolutely. Thank you, Brother Viking, for all your support. Look forward to seeing you. Hopefully you make it down to Miami for Fresh and Fit's 1 million party, which should be coming soon. Sister Candace, great show, good conversation chat. Absolutely a great conversation chat. Last time I checked, Fresh and Fit was less than 100,000 subs away from that 1 million goal. So that 1 million party is going to be off the chain. Sister Jenny, thank you so much for coming out and supporting me. Sister Jenny, thank you so much, for real. I really mean that. and people also go over and check out what's going on with Black Man Unfiltered Network, man. They got some pretty cool shit over there. Not just for black folks, but for all folks. Come over and see what the African American community is talking about. I think a lot of people will be surprised. Like, I know my Ninja Watchers are out there. A lot of my Trumpers are out there. You know what I mean? Like my American brothers and sisters on the conservative side of the aisle. I know y'all out there watching. Check out Black Man Unfiltered Network. Ninja Watch over there on a couple of their episodes. Have a look at what is going on within our community, what's being talked about. You guys will be surprised. I am not lying to you. So, all right, I got to go. Thank y'all so much for all of the support. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later.
Darn, that's the end.
Peace.